strong, empowered, authentic.
What's up, Ginger Nation? This is Tosh.
This is Darren, and you are listening to the Authentic
Ginger Podcast. Welcome to the Authentic Ginger Podcast. I'm Tosh Taylor.
And I'm Darren Roach, and on today's podcast, we're talking about, this person who was let go from the CTV. It's pretty hot right now.
I think I would like to take more of the angle of how Wendy's got themselves involved.
I agree. But for those who may not have heard the story,
yeah,
because there is probably, if you haven't heard of the story, then our friends in the States may not have heard of it, but it's been international news. I think it's been down in the US. But a Canadian news anchor, Lisa LaFlamme, was let go from her position. She was quite the anchor. She's been around for many years. Forever, yeah. She was all of a sudden let go, and the reason was because she was starting to look too old. And what happened with her hair was that during the pandemic, she decided that she'd just let her hair go natural, which was apparently a very nice color gray.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that didn't sit well with the gentleman who was handling the tops of Bell Media. So he decided to let her go, and wow, what a shitstorm that's caused. So we're going to get into that. But you're right, Wendy's Canada. Let's talk about them. What did they do, and what do we know about Wendy's and their logo?
Okay, first things first. Wendy's a ginge. And so Wendy, all these years, has always had that nice red hair, as we know, to catch the attention of people. Not sure if Dave's daughter Wendy actually had red hair.
Yes, she did.
Did she? Okay.
Yes, she did. Yeah, there's a story behind that. We should do an episode of that, actually.
I would like to know more about that.
Yep.
Yeah. So they decided in support of Lisa LaFlamme that they would change Wendy's hair to gray, which I love the support. Love the idea. Think it's fantastic.
But
if you're going to do something, do it right. If you know redheads, and if you've listened to this podcast, or maybe you'll be shocked to find out, redheads don't go gray. We go white.
Yep.
So you could have made Wendy's hair white and still been supporting Lisa LaFlamme. No problem. That drives me nuts. And it comes up in things all the time. And every time I'm like, do your research. It's really easy.
What do you think happened there? Because my theory behind that, and I was kind of like taken back when I saw that for the first time too, and I went, wait a second, no, that's not gray. It's white. Redheads go white, and as you said, through this podcast, we've learned lots of things. That's one of them. But I'm just wondering what goes on. And here's my theory: is that as soon as this happened, someone in Wendy's said, "Oh my God, this is an opportunity for us to get some national coverage. We're going to get behind this movement. We're going to get behind this whole thing." And they just rushed it. I feel like there was a rush thing happening. And obviously, there must be somebody who has a redhead in Wendy's head office somewhere.
One would think
that would say no, it's not gray, it's white. I just think it was a rush job just for publicity. And I'm not, again, I'm behind it 100%. I like that. But fact checking is really important, and that seems to be an easy piece to get right. If you just looked online for about 5 minutes, you would have found that out.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
Do redheads go white or gray? All you have to do is look that up.
Yeah,
and you're going to see the answer.
Now, and again, let's play devil's advocate. How many people would assume that we skip over the gray part? Most people wouldn't, because most people go gray, then they go white. So I guess I'll defend them a little bit there. And I honestly think that a lot of gingers don't realize that they're not going gray either. True. I think it's like a strawberry blonde, because my hair is so much lighter than it was when I was a kid.
Right.
Like I was like fire engine, and now I get mistaken for a blonde more often than not, which drives me bonkers, but that's a different show topic. But now, it's like along the hairline, I look like I have a halo all the time. Because they are starting to come in as white and definitely not gray. There's no in between.
The thing is what should we, what could companies like us do? Would we be able to go to Wendy's and throw an announcement notice as maybe hire a PR person for an hour and say, look, can you just do us up one press release and send this to Wendy's? Just so we can be clear. I don't know if that would work, but Why not give it a shot? I mean, there was a statement that I read, and I'm going to try to find it. Do you remember what the statement about the reason why they did it? If someone was a superstar, hair color or something, was it? There was that one sentence that was put out there. Let's see if we can find it while we're on the air here, because I really wanted to dive into that. Because if not a better time to go out and promote red hair and the continual bullying that goes on with red hair, because essentially this whole topic is bullying. There's nothing around that says it's not.
They said because a star is a star regardless of hair color.
Boom.
Yeah.
Because a star is a star regardless of hair color. Like, break that down.
Is that not the entire basis of our podcast?
That's exactly what I thought when I read that. That's exactly what I thought. And that's what I said. What can we do as a company and as a podcast? It's not like we're trying to beat up anybody here, but we're trying to make the story straight and get the facts right. But also on the coattails of this, why aren't we going out and why aren't I doing like a press tour that says, hey, we talk about hair color on a regular basis and the bullying and the stigma that's been attached to this redhead culture since 1700s, if not before that. Wow, what not a time to do that.
Yeah, we have talked with a couple of actors and actresses that are representing Hollywood and how underrepresented redheads are in that world. And this is exactly the point. A star is a star, regardless of hair color. So why, whether you're gray, whether you're white, whether you have dark hair or blonde hair, why does it matter? It should be on your skill and your ability and your personality, your likeliness. It's all of those things, which Lisa LaFlamme has to this day. And I also want to, like, as someone who lives in media world and who is told often that you're not allowed to say things or you're not allowed to do things, I have to commend her because she didn't need to say why she got let go.
Yep.
And I like that she did, because I don't know if I would have the guts to do it. But I mean, once you're let go, like, what do they do? But there's always, when you work in media, there's always that underlying threat of, we can come after you. Right. Maybe she doesn't care at this point. I'm not sure.
Well, and at the same time, I think she's paving a road for those behind her, for people like yourself, for anybody, any other female who is coming through the ranks in media and beyond media, because this is going to stretch far beyond media. There's no question. This is going to be talked about in almost every single corporate office in Canada, America, maybe even reach international as well. It just boggles my brain that we have to have that conversation, and that actually conversation would have happened between two professionals. Right. The head of Bell Media, who one would think would be poised and everything else, and carry that whole thing on his back. In 1 second, it's over. Like that the trust is gone. So what is every other gray-haired news anchor or journalist out there going to start thinking? Oh shit! Yeah, I'm next.
Yeah, exactly.
But I don't think it's going to happen. That's not going to happen.
I don't think so either. And I think that we should also point out the fact that the guy that did let her go and is no longer working for Bell Media.
So I was going to ask you that, because did he step down?
They say he stepped down on his own. I don't know.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think he made a dumb move. And I think that they probably thought that they were going to keep it quiet. That's the thing. Like they probably did tell her she wasn't allowed to say anything. And she was like, fuck it.
Yeah, I'm
going to say it anyway. So, I mean, that's my thoughts of what's going on behind the scenes. Bell, when with media, has been, and I mean, any company from the radio aspect of things, for me, is they have a very long relationship with just going in and letting people go for absolutely no reason. People are doing a really good job and they just are like, we're done with you today. Wow. That'll do. But I would like to see, like, was she trending low on the reports because she has white hair? If a man is more distinguished, Peter Mansbridge or any other longtime running news announcer here in Canada.
Yep.
As far as I'm concerned, you're perceived with gray hair as more intelligent, or, more, you're more to the point, or what have you. I can't see how a woman having gray hair would have anything to do with it.
Yeah, ratings, you mean?
Yeah, ratings wise, exactly. I'd like to see, is there numbers that people were like, oh, I'm not watching that girl anymore.
Yeah.
She's got gray hair. Or, are people going, I'm not going to watch this commercial because that kid's a ginger.
Right.
Like, I highly doubt it.
No. I highly doubt it too. And you know what? As women age, I think women become more distinguished.
I agree.
I think there's a charm behind that to me. And let's be honest, her hair wasn't fully gray. It was like this conglomeration of salt and pepper, and it was a cool look.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Somebody thought so, but
somebody thought so.
And then Wendy's got involved, of course. I'm gonna try to reach out to Wendy's. I'm gonna try to
like you to. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to reach out to Wendy's. I'll see if I can dress up a press release that makes it look like it's legit official.
Try to make us look distinguished, would you?
Yeah, that's right. Well, I don't know. You have ginger hair. That may not work. You
don't put
look
me
like a jester in this.
Yeah, you put me on the logo, but you could use one of the 1.5 million photo shoot shots that I just got done.
Yeah.
I that was another big part of my summer is I'm on my morning show in Moncton, New Brunswick. I'm back to being a solo morning show artist. And they decided for the first time, and I bet you it's been, my last photo shoot, I was pregnant with Aaron, my youngest, so almost 8 years.
Yeah.
And so anyway, I guess they decided it was time to do more billboards. So they sent me in for a photo shoot, and dude was obsessed with my hair.
I love it. I love it. That's the way it should be.
We got a lot of really fun shots out of it, and I'll find out how many we can use, because maybe you and I could use them for this. But he was like, I just want you to, like, after we did all, like, the professional shots you're supposed to do, tilt your head this way and that way. And then he's like, can you just do me a favor and whip your hair? And I was like, what? And he's like, I just want you to shake it back and forth. I want to see what it does.
Right.
So it was like one of those like slow-mo or whatever, right? Million shots in the move thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was like remarkable to see my hair have a life of its own, because it does. I couldn't believe the way I look like Cousin It. Like, it was the front of my body.
Oh, there it is.
Like the back of my head.
I see it. I'm seeing it now. I'm watching. I'm looking at them here now. Maybe we'll put a link if we can. If we're able to use a couple of these in the show notes, I'll put a couple of photos in here.
Yeah.
But they're great. They're fantastic. Do we know which one they chose for the billboard? Which one is it?
Yeah, it's just a simple arms crossed, smiling. But they're, this company I work for, they're not concerned about putting a ginger up on a billboard.
That's right.
They're fine with it. Yeah.
Right. And that photo is obviously, I don't think it's on your Instagram because I'm looking now, but it must be in the mix somewhere there.
Yeah.
The one that's on the billboard. But these are great. Who was the photographer?
His name is Daniel St. Louis out of Moncton, New Brunswick, or St. Louis, maybe, because it's a bilingual province. But he was amazing, and he totally embraced my hair and was like super happy to shoot it, which I thought was really cool, and it felt really good.
That's great. So when he's setting up and he sees you for the first time, and you've got red hair going, and you're all geared up in your K94 wear.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. So does he automatically go, wow, you have beautiful hair? Like, how does it start off and then of course he gets into wanting to touch it and stuff. I mean, it wasn't awkward or anything, was it? Like,
no,
it was fun.
No. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. I believe his first comment was, you got a lot of hair. Yes, I do. Yeah.
For those who listen to the show from the start, you would know this.
Yeah.
You would know where a lot of it goes to.
Down the drain or
down
on
the drain.
Yeah. I know, between me and the dog in this house, that's
right.
It's like permanent carpet. But anyway, it was really cool, and it was really it was a lot of fun. But yeah, I've never had someone, like, I've done a ton of photo shoots in my life and never had someone focus so much on my hair.
It's amazing.
Which was really kind of cool, and it felt really good.
Yeah, good. I'm looking forward to seeing this billboard if I can get to Moncton at some point.
I'll send you pictures.
Yeah, that'll do it.
That's my mission with my girls. Are very excited about it. So
I bet.
They don't remember me having one. So
a billboard?
Yeah.
Okay.
There has been many in the past. And anyway, so this is the first time they're going to remember one, and I need to go find it. So That's our mission for this afternoon is to go find that.
Nice.
So I was thinking though, before we wrap up the show,
Yep.
Let's talk a little bit, if you want to. You've been doing a lot this summer with rebranding behind the scenes for Authentic Ginger.
I have, yes. I started working with a group out of BC called Cellar Act, and we are revamping the logo. We're revamping our motive, I guess, our mission, with same values, but just kind of taking a different approach. We're going to take a community approach, so we're going to try to get as many redheads involved in this rebrand as possible as we launch. And on top of that, we're getting a new website. So I'm really excited about that, and I think it's we're trying to create a place where redheads can come and not only just purchase our stuff, because that's, again, to me, that's the identity behind why it is that you come to our site, but it's more to I'm hoping to be able to set it up that we'll be able to have a community online here, whether it's regular guests from all over the world on the podcast, or whether it's people that are coming to sign up for maybe they're going to sign up to be part of a club or something like this.
Okay.
There's some things in the works for that. So it's exciting times. We're really excited about it because we haven't made a change in some time, and I think this change is going to be well received, and we're looking forward to launch it. I think we're going to launch around November the 5th.
Okay.
Which obviously comes around the same time that we launched the podcast. 1 year ago on November 5th, whenever that is. Not 1 year ago yet, but coming up here in November. Soon it will be, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's exciting. So I'm pretty pumped up, and looking forward to share this to the world.
That's super cool. And I'm gonna add, you mentioned very vaguely the clothing line, but I want to tell you, and I've been meaning to tell you, I had my freckle season shirt on while I was downtown Canmore, Alberta, doing my shopping, and 3 different people stopped me and asked me where I got it. Awesome. They wanted to go in. People are. I'm a big T-shirt person.
Yeah.
When I'm out being a tourist and different places, I want all of the shirts. So there's obviously a lot of people like me, and they were like, "What store did you get that shirt in?" And
That's
I was
amazing.
like, "Well, Authentic Ginger Clothing Co."
Awesome. Always out there promoting. I love it. It's too bad because one of the things, not too bad, it's great. What's too bad is that we're we'd love to get into retail and pick these areas of our country and also in the US where it makes it easier for people to go and find that kind of stuff. So we're hoping with this new brand and identity and these new values that we're going to be able to pop into retail a lot more than what we are now. So that's the other side of the story as well.
I love it. I'm excited to see what you do with it. Okay. So before we go today, we do have an exciting guest next week, someone that since we launched this podcast, have been hoping to find a dermatologist to talk about our ginger skin. So next week, we're going to have a dermatologist with us.
Yes, her name is Dr. Sandy Skutnicki. So we're looking forward to having her on talking about freckles.
I love that. And we have other big hopes and dreams for the second half of our first season. So talking to more gingers, if you know someone who is an incredible ginger, let us know about them. And we'd love to have a conversation with them here on the Authentic Ginger podcast.
You bet. And also I'd like to find someone who was just at the Redhead Days, I guess it was in the Netherlands. I think that's the biggest one so far in the world. There's a few people that I've been approaching to see if they might be able to come on the show and tell us all about that festival. Again, a sea of redheads were found. Some pictures that I've seen have been truly amazing. So hopefully we can get one of the organizers on the show too to talk about it. But yeah, I'm looking for someone who might have attended that festival and to come on the show and talk to us about that as well. So lots of good things coming up, Tosh. I'm excited.
I like it. You know what? I just popped into my head. What about a genealogist? Ooh. What about someone that could, I know that we kind of get the basics of like the DNA of a ginge. Yep. But it would be kind of neat to actually have someone who legit knows what they're talking about come on the show. So if anybody knows anything, that would be super awesome. Send them our way, and you can reach us through the show notes anywhere that you are listening to this podcast.
Awesome. And you can also find us online. And that's the other thing that's going to be online too. I think we're going to start putting the shows on the website.
Nice.
So we're going to start really getting a little bit more visuals on our website. But you can, for now, otherwise you can go to www.authenticgingerclothing.com. And I guess that's a wrap for today, Tosh. What do you think?
It is. I like it. I'm excited for next week, and I'm excited for the second half. Let's do it.
Sounds great to me. Everyone have a great day, and you've been listening to the Authentic Ginger Podcast. You've been listening to the Authentic Ginger Podcast.
Become a part of the Ginger Nation by liking, subscribing, following, and leaving a review wherever you listen to podcasts. This podcast was produced by Tosh Taylor of the Podcast Hub Productions. Find her online at podcasthub.ca.